Yeah.
So you have cleaning team and management team, or just cleaning team?
Just cleaning team.
Okay. So do you still go with them to every job?
Yes.
You're just like, I made over a cleaning business in Atlanta too. She did the same thing. Okay, so I'm just all right. Okay, so how many people are on your team?
It's 4.
4. And how long does it take you? What size? Because you do commercial cleaning, right?
Yes.
So what size companies? Like square footage?
They vary.
Okay.
Different, like some doctors' offices we do every day. Some we do once a week. Some we do 2 times a week, 3 times a week.
Okay. So on average, how long does it take you at something you do every day?
With all of us, probably about an hour, 2 hours.
And how big is that doctor's office?
I'd say about
Like the size of this room?
a little bit bigger.
Okay, so this room I think is like 1,000 square feet, so maybe like 1,500 square feet?
Yeah.
And what do you charge for that?
Like 900 a month.
And that's for every single day cleanings, Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, do you have any that are maybe double that size, like this
Yes.
3,000 square feet? So, how long does it take you to do that one?
About 4 hours.
And what do you charge for that?
1,800.
Okay. And then you have any bigger than 3,000 square feet?
No.
Okay. So how many clients do you have right now?
6.
And then what's your revenue goal?
My goal?
Yeah.
I say try to get to $1 million.
Okay. So what are you doing right now?
We're doing about 80.
You're doing 80,000 now?
Mm-hmm.
What's your bandwidth? How many clients can you take on?
I mean, it's I have to take on many clients. It's not the problem.
No. You do have a bandwidth. We're going to talk about getting the clients in a second, but you do, see, because you can't get more clients until you know how many you can take. So one thing that definitely needs to happen, so it's you plus 4 people for a total of 5 people, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to have this done without you being there. Because see, you don't have time to go and get more clients because you're cleaning. So you can't even increase this because you're here. You need to be honing your business development skills and getting in front of bigger businesses to be able to get more contracts. Do you want to stay at this range or do you want to do larger properties?
I want to do larger.
Okay, so how big do you want to go, square footage wise?
I'll say about $1 million.
Okay, 1 million square feet? What kind of company got 1 million square feet? Just give me an idea because I can't visualize.
It's a lot of manufacturers.
Okay, so manufacturing companies. Okay,
Yeah,
so like they're okay.
Square foot, like,
Okay.
Like we just got Caterpillar in our area.
Okay.
1 million square foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just couldn't visualize it. I'm like, that sounds like that's bigger than like Home Depot. Okay, so how many hours with 4 people, you're not there, do you think it would take for you to clean a manufacturing facility?
I mean, it all depends on what they want.
What you're doing there?
You know, what you're doing.
So you don't do full, like some places you just do emptying trash cans, like do you, or you don't do the same thing every single place?
Exactly.
Okay, so how do you determine, so if they're paying you $900, what's included there? Is that for everything, or is that just for emptying trash cans and vacuuming?
I mean, that's just for the office area, because a lot of them, like some places, we have warehouse, but we don't do the warehouse, we just do the office facility.
Okay. But if you were to do more, so let's say I wanted you to do my office facility, but I wanted you to dust, I wanted you to empty trash cans, I wanted you to clean off monitors, I wanted you to vacuum, I wanted you to wipe down the paintings, would that still be $900?
Yeah, that's all included.
Okay, so that's part of our problem too. So if you are not going to be universal and do the same thing at every company, which is full cleaning service, then you're going to have to shift. You're going to have ranges in there. So remember when I said earlier, 3 options. So if this is the baseline, then this is the starting point. But the 3 packages for a building of this size might be $900, $1,000, $1,500. I just made that up. So let me say as a sidebar, whenever I'm doing something up here, I am making numbers up. I'm pulling them out of the air. But I don't like to do that. So if we were working together, I would help you to figure out what your exact pricing should be. Okay? So it might be, so maybe $900. So maybe it would be $900, $1,200, and $1,500. So you would give them 3 different options in there. But do you really need 4 people to clean this one space and it only take them an hour? Could you have 2 people and maybe it takes them a little bit longer? And you could be doing 2 1,500 square foot places at the same time?
See, we do, the reason why it's 4 of us, because we ride together, we do more than one building.
Okay.
So
your clients are all in the same conglomerate?
Facility.
Okay, so how many of these are you doing at one time that you're earning $900 from?
Per day? 3.
3, okay. So you're making $2,700 a month on those. Okay, and then of these the same thing? Or are these just everybody's in here and it's what allows us to do it in 4 hours?
No, that's like, we do, that one is, we do like 3 days a week.
Okay.
Let's see, like.
But is everybody there, or are you doing
Yes,
multiple
everybody's
places?
there.
So how many clients do you have that fall into this category?
2.
2, okay. So you got 1 straight client, because you said you have 6 clients right now. And what's your straight client? What kind of place are they?
That's a building where I do once a week.
Okay.
I do that on my own.
Okay.
But I do it I do it on Monday, they close on Monday. I do it in the morning.
And how long does it take you to do it?
It takes me about 3 hours.
Okay, so what if during that 3 hours you could be generating 3 new clients?
True.
Is that the best use of your time?
No.
That's what they say no. It makes it easier, and I don't have to yell at you. All right, so if we want to get to $1 million, that means that we need to generate that's what we need to generate a month in order to get to $1 million. So one of 2 things needs to happen. Well, actually 2 things need to happen. It's not even 1 or 2 things. 2 things need to happen. Number 1, we need, 3 things need to happen. So number 1, we need more team. So we have more bandwidth. So we can do more. Number 2, we need to adjust pricing. Because you're going to be working way too hard. So somebody take $1 million and divide it by, or no, take $83,333.33 and divide it by 1,800, please. Can somebody do that on your phone for me? 46.25. So that means 3 days a week in a month you need to be working with 46 businesses to generate that. That's a lot of work for that number of people to do. So you need more team to be able to do that. And you also need to adjust your pricing. Right? So this is what I said to the young lady in Atlanta. And if you like it, I will say the same thing to you. So, some people might think that cleaning a building, there's nothing special about that, right? But what would happen if when you came into that building, you could create an environment that would be conducive to their success and help them to be more productive? You're a believer, right? Do you pray? Do you pray while you're cleaning?
Oh, yeah.
What if you prayed intentionally and prayed over the chairs, and you prayed that the people who sat in the chairs became more productive and they got greater results for the companies where they were, and you prayed that the environment would be one where they could grow and thrive and be positive and productive? And what if you could tell the companies that you cleaned that you could help to make sure that their employees would be more valuable, productive, and successful every single day based on the way that you clean? Because that's your part of your secret sauce, your signature business move. Do you think that companies, if they're choosing between you and commercial cleaners, but that's the first cleaning company that came to my mind. They're choosing between you and Closet Maid, and you're saying what we do is going to help to make your people more productive. Who do you think they're going to hire? Right. So if you position yourself, which is the third thing you have to do, is you have to get on your business development. So first, you need a good, what I call hot list. You need a hot list of companies that fall into these ranges or these ranges that you would like to clean. And honestly, you're going to need to pray over it because some of them already have cleaning people. So you're going to need to find out who their cleaning people are. You're going to need to do some due diligence and market research about their cleaning people so you can speak to your differences. And you need to find out who the key contributors are and the decision makers so that you can get a meeting with them. You might need to go join some of the organizations where they belong to and get out and network with them and just kind of bump into them at an event and talk about your process. And, it's really interesting. Since we started doing, how we do and the process that we use to clean, we found that our clients and their companies, their culture is so much more magnetic. They don't have turnover as much. You have to speak the language that these people who run these companies are hearing so they can say, you know what, James? I'd like to learn a little bit more about what you do. We should meet, but you're going to have to make time for that. So that means that on a weekly basis, you're going to have to do somewhere between 12 and 20 hours of business development. So you're going to need a nice pipeline because we never know when someone is going to fall out and become our client. That's the one thing we cannot predict. We never know when it's going to happen, which is why I always recommend that we have 4 times our pipeline at all times. So that means you have to have a $4 million pipeline if you want $1 million business. Because you never know. Darnyelle, how do I figure out what value they have in my pipeline? So if it's a $1,500 business and you have 3 different options, $900, $1,200, and $1,500, you divide them, you add them up, divide them by 3, that's your average. Everyone that falls into this, that's the dollar amount that gets assigned to it by month, times it by 12, that's tell you what it's going to be for the year. Same thing for your 3,000, same thing for your manufacturing company. Right, this is probably thousands of dollars for you to clean up. This should probably even be more as well. But this is probably, at the lowest, $5,000 a month for cleaning, would be my guess, just based on what I know about it. And it might even be more if it's 1 million square feet, because you probably need maybe 8 people to do it in a reasonable amount of time, depending, again, like you said, on what it is that you have to do, right? But if you were able to do these things and to generate this money, like, are you paying yourself a salary right now? You don't have to tell us that much. I don't know what your business is, but are you paying yourself?
No.
That's not good. So how are you paying your bills?
I'll take it up the book.
Okay, so you're embezzling from the company instead of paying yourself a salary.
Well, not necessarily. I'm not going to say, well,
I mean, nobody, no FTC people or no SEC people are watching, so you're not going to get in trouble for embezzling.
No, because I do another business
Okay.
where, that generates me income.
Okay.
So
So you don't take any money from this, or you put everything back in the business,
Yes.
or are you not making enough to support the business in this business?
Oh, no, I make enough to support. I put the money back in the
Okay.
business,
Okay.
I have rental properties, but
Okay.
that's what mine.
Okay, but you would, I'm sure, like to be paid for, especially because you're spending time over here, right? Because, like, how many hours would you say a week you're working in this business? You personally, not your team.
I'm there every day. I mean,
So would you say like 40 hours a week is what you're doing?
no,
Now, how much would you say?
I say probably about 25.
Okay, so 25 hours a week, so that's 100 hours a month, and you're not getting anything from it. That's not really good. Okay. So I think if you focus on this, and what order, Darnyelle, should I do it? You start here. You got to get your business development up and look at your pricing too, right? And I know you want me to do your price adjustment letter. But these two are going to put you in a position to do this. And you got to start thinking like a CEO. The CEO of Bank of America is not in Bank of America answering the phones. He might do it on occasion just to kind of show relevance to the position, but he ain't in the trenches. Because see, if you're operating your business from your vantage point, then you can't grow your business from your vision point. So you're really putting yourself in a bad place, and you're stagnating your growth. It's going to make it hard for you to get to this because of where you are right now, unless you start looking at it differently. So you have to, I don't care that it's a janitorial service, you have to think about yourself as a CEO. Have you ever watched the show Blue Collar Millionaires that comes on CNBC? I mean, them people are doing some cleaning and making gazillions of dollars. But you know why? It's because they have the mindset of a CEO and they're not thinking like one of the people. So you need to stop going with them. And if you don't trust them, is there somebody on your team that you can raise up to become like a manager or like a team lead to go with them so that you would be free to do the other things that need to happen? And then maybe just periodically you check in and do inspections until you can hire a compliance person that goes in behind and check the work to make sure that your brand is operating at a level that commands the rates that you're charging? I know that was a long question, but I had to get it out. Do you have somebody that you can raise up to be like your team lead?
I mean, I'm trying, but all my clients that I have, we have a personal relationship. It's like if they don't see me, they get funny.
You gotta change that perception.
Yeah.
So remember what I talked about in the sales conversation, the expectations, right? So you're hiring my company. I've trained my people to come and deliver this process for you so that it is going to be done well. We have a quality assurance process in place, so it will be quality checked to make sure that you would have thought that I was there. But in order for me to grow my business, I have a fiscal responsibility to operate in this way. If there's ever any problem, you have my word that I will fix it. But it is not likely that you will continue to see me on a daily basis. Because otherwise, this is not going to happen. It's just going to continue to be a pipe dream. And that's not really what I want for you. Do you feel like I just made over your business? Awesome. Give them a round of applause.